greetings to all. And a heartfelt welcome to Earthkeeper 2018 Stargate Video Productions. Earthkeeper and James Tyberonn are pleased to present part 1 of a truly timely and very important channeled message updating on the human bioshift. Received from Archangel Metatron through James Tyberonn. The fascinating channel will begin immediately after this brief and beautiful music offering. Please, stay tuned. All copyrights duly reserved 2018 to Earthkeeper.com and James Tyberonn. On behalf of Earthkeeper, thank you, and enjoy.
Taste all you feel, and all that you love, and all that you hate, all you distrust, all you save, and all that you give, and all that you deal, and all that you buy, big, borrow, or steal, and all you create, and all you destroy. And all that you do, and all that you say, and all that you eat, and everyone you meet, and all that you slight, and everyone you fight, and all that is now, and all that is gone, and all that's to come, and everything under the sun is in June. But the sun is eclipsed by the
And now, our featured presentation, Archangel Metatron, received through geoengineer, author, mystic, and channel, James Tyberonn. The interesting channel is on the fascinating topic, the Human Biocrystalline Shift, 2018, Part 1. Enjoy.
The 2018 Biocrystalline Shift. Greetings, Masters. I am Metatron, Angelic of Light, and we affectionately greet each of you warmly, knowingly, in a vector of unconditional love. I am joined in this session by Tyberonn of the Pleiades, Tyberonn of Crystalline Service. And so now another precious moment brings us together, uniting thoughts within the matrix of the unified field. Combining geometric thought patterns with desire, with awareness, and so do all things come together in this way. For all thoughts, all things, all beings are crystal electromagnetic representations of consciousness, of manifestation, of all that ever was or ever will be. Dear ones, the changes taking place on the earth are prompted by changes taking place in the cosmos. Every celestial body, every planet, star and moon in your galaxy are in harmonic symphony, in support of the Earth's planetary ascension. We have told you before that your religions have excluded the science, and that science has omitted the spiritual. In the new Earth the two must join in full circle. And so, dear humans, the following channel is teeming with elements of that termed the spiritual, and with that termed the scientific. We ask each of you to listen very carefully, and please do not assume that the scientific portions are beyond your grasp. For what we share is also communicated in the third language, and all contents of this message are coded, specifically coded in such an intricate embedded manner, that even those of you who may not consider yourselves as academic or scientific, will in higher mind, understand, comprehend subconsciously, on a very deep spiritual and mental level, exactly what is being shared. Your scientists are beginning to recognize that there is intelligent design in the cosmos, and your religious leaders are beginning to acknowledge that you humans are not alone in the cosmos. There are visionary academics, avant-garde scientific researchers, and cutting-edge writers, leading the way and revealing the hidden truth regarding humanity's true origins and forgotten history. And we tell you removing the shadow is very important. The truth of your origin and terrestrial planetary history is tantamount to achieving clarity and wisdom. The cosmos is shifting, physics are expanding. You are discovering that the laws of physics, which you thought were written in stone, are shifting and dimensionally expanding. Indeed, this expansion is multidimensionality. And moreover, masters, you are discovering that thought, divine thought, is the creator of all that is, and that you are a part of that. Even the most die-hard mainstream scientific think tanks are being invaded by a younger generation of more diligent, unsuppressed researchers, who are aware that there is intelligence in the cosmos, in the changing order of physics. Not just in the realization that you are not alone, but in the knowledge that the creation around you could not be random. There is a guiding force in physics, an aware intelligence. We have told you before that certain of what you term angels are the holders of the laws of physics, and we tell you now that everything in the cosmos is aware. The planets, stars, moons, and even that which you term the void, is alive, conscious, aware, and in support of humanity. What is the crystalline shift? Just as you are aware that magnetic portals exist on the planet Earth, transmuting the sun's massive energies, so are there crystalline portals that collate the crystalline coherency of plasma emissions and light waves. All forces that alter the Earth's electromagnetic and crystalline fields are also changing yours. The Saturn system is generating an accelerated coherency in the ascension of your Earth, for indeed the planetary ascension can truly be defined as the expansion of the Earth's dimensional matrix into higher fields of crystalline resonance. As such, the crystalline grid is absolutely receiving the crystalline codes from the Saturn system. The current, proposed and planned, reactivation of the Saturnian system is again playing a major role in the shifts of the planet. Specifically in the environmental alterations and energy shifts that will code the crystal grid as well as the Crysto sun disk within the crystal vortexes of Arkansas and Brazil. This synergizes symbiotically with the biological shifts in the human body into an opalesque crystosilicon base. Silicon is the only element capable of replacing carbon, for only carbon and silicon have the valence points, amps, and other requisite attributes needed to support human biology. This was indeed first surmised by Dr. Carl Sagan, and indeed he was an extraordinary visionary, a truly visionary, sacred scientist. And so indeed, your physical biology is shifting, and humanity is in the process now of transitioning to a silicon base, from the current carbon-based biology. Your Edgar Cayce spoke in his prolific readings of a new human body type emerging after 1998, in the 21st century, and he was absolutely on track, absolutely right. The crystalline shift may be considered as the sixth, if the hybrid purifications of early Atlantean genetics are considered as the fifth physical format. The Mayan Aztec four suns or ages and the fifth age of movement correspond fairly well with the four body creations, followed by a major change described by Edgar Cayce as he reads the Akashic records. He lists these ages in order as first and second and Mu, all Muria, the motherland, the third in Atlantis, the fourth in Eden, and fifth the coming physical body change indicated in the story of Noah. In each of the first four creation periods, Chaos identifies a new physicality of body type, or root race, as he called them. Then, the Noah period was the being of movement that would result in the new, fifth body type, or root race that is to appear during the early centuries of our present new millennium. Elohim quote. And so, dear humans, that is now taking place. And it is a logical correlation of crystalline physics, that the drivers of the human biological shift will be initially coded in the massive crystalline deposits on the Earth. Long ago the ancient mystery schools of Atlantis contained a highly adept section of the benevolent scientist priests of the Law of One, called the Atla-Ra. The Atla-Ra programmed crystals with light and sound frequencies. The crystals emitted a Crysto, non-Hertzian, vibrational field that was extremely beneficial. These were used for balancing the human field, enhancing health, healing disease, and for venturing astrally, into higher dimension. Some were also able to open an interdimensional channel to other worlds, and especially to the divine self. These were very special formats of optical clear quartz, formatted with concave and convex for setting in such a manner that enabled receival and condensation of light and sound waves in spectacular utility. These were termed as masterpiece crystals. These strange savants and the mystery schools of the Atla-Ra crystal specialist were based in what is now Arkansas and Brazil. Certain of the crystals so untrained are yet beneath these lands, therefore, it is also logical that the crystal vortexes of Arkansas and Brazil will serve as the epicenters of the biological shift, in facilitating the DNA changes of transitioning human biology from carbon to silicon base. And dear ones, quartz is silicon-based. Quartz crystals are silicon dioxide receivers and transmitters. In 2012 the crystalline grid fully activated and has taken precedence. The magnetic grid has, in a manner of speaking, diminished, designated to dimensions 1 through 3, as the crystalline grid operates fully in dimensions 5 through 12. Cryon of Magnetic Service channeled in 2002 that evidence of Atlantis existed in Arkansas. Our channel receiver, James Tyberonn, attended the conference of that prolific channel. And that message served as a trigger for Tyberonn of Crystalline Service to begin his work in earnest. James Tyberonn was born and raised in Arkansas, and afterward lived 7 years among the crystals of Brazil. This was by design, for both Brazil and Arkansas were Atlantean. And Tyberonn was in Atlantis as a scientist priest of the benevolent Law of One, of the Atla-Ra. His residence in Arkansas and Brazil awakened his knowledge, and the crystal codes are now within him, and indeed within many of you of the Law of One. Arkansas, because of its crystal deposits, was logically and absolutely an Atlantean colony. Crystals were seeded, programmed and coded. There remains in the vast chasms below the surface of Arkansas, ancient structures of the Atlantean era, yet to be found. These include a network of incredible tunnels, the remnants of a vast laboratory complex, and what may be termed a hyperdimensional transport station. The latter of these is still maintained by the Sirian-Pleiadian Alliance. There are also ancient housing structures beneath the crystals of Arkansas, some of which remain inhabited by what is termed the blue-skinned race of Lemuria. So it is for the reasons we have explained, that the crystal transition of the planet and of humanity will first be received in plasmic and photonic coded waves, in the crystalline regions of the Earth, from the Saturnian system. For those of you in the more populated northern hemisphere, the initial and primary receival will occur in the crystal vortex of the Ark, the sacred Ark termed as Arkansas, and for myriad reasons. Arkansas is embellished with a unique geology, containing quartz crystals, magnetite deposits, kimberlite diamond pipes, which is in fact the only deposit of true genuine diamonds in the lower 48 states, and unique, truly incredible, systems of living waters, a rare living water, unique thermal waters. Water containing a benevolent trace level of radium. And in addition, the geometrical vector, the placement of the Arkansas crystal deposits, are perfectly centered, optimally situated, to stellar and planetary alignments, for optimal dissemination across the populated portions of the Earth. Over 2/3 of humanity live above the equator, and slightly less than 1/3 below the equator. Accordingly, Arkansas and Brazil are synergistically combined to symbiotically receive and be the transmission and distribution points for the crystalline shifts taking place both for the Earth and for humanity. And in 2018, Masters, the shifts are only just beginning. For the transition of humanity into a new crystalline body will occur in this way, through Arkansas and Brazil, as the initial and primary receivers and transmitters of these crystal codes of human bioshift. These two power nodes receive the bioshift codes much more potently because quartz is an extraordinary crystalline receiver and transmitter. Arkansas and Brazil will receive and then relay the bioshift crystal codes to the other areas of the planet, in much the same manner as occurred on the crystalline grid activation, which occurred on the 12-12-12. And indeed, we will share with you later in this channel the secondary distributions points, and keep in mind that the two primaries, Arkansas and Brazil, relate to the secondary and tertiary, in such a manner that all that you term as power nodes, sacred sites, vortexial portals and grid points will indeed receive, and further disseminate the codes of shift. We have told you that the ley lines, axial zonal lines and mountain currents are upshifting into crystalline nature after the mega eclipses of July and August 2018. This was termed by the channel, James Tyberonn, as the first wave of crystal upshift, and indeed, the upshift is global. Now in the final trimester of 2018, another set of 3 mega eclipses occurs, a rare sequential eclipsical triad, and as such, a very potent timing of extreme coding takes place between the autumn equinox and winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. Accordingly, in September of 2018, at the full moon equinox, occurs the activation apex of the biocrystal codes for the year 2018, and this is due to no small extent, by a very unique astrology, an energetic frequential cocktail of rare coded astronomical gravity patterns. Patterns that are potently amplified by the 3 eclipses and indeed, the 7 meteors of the final trimester of 2018, all spawned of comets. These are indeed crystalline energy carriers that will bathe, literally bath the crystal vortexes in the coded crystalline waves, for the new planet Earth. And indeed, the prophesized, human Crysto, bioshift. We tell you there are massive crystals, beneath the lands of Arkansas, some of which are of incredible size. These absolutely are beneath the lands of Arkansas, and are utterly astonishing energies. And these master crystals were coded by the Atlantean Atla, Ra, the benevolent scientist priests. These master crystals are awakened and are now active, after over 12,000 years of planned dormancy. Accordingly, because Arkansas and Brazil are not only the largest vectors of quartz crystal on your Earth, but also because Arkansas and Brazil each contain what may be termed as seeded, coded & specifically placed master crystals, within a very unique geological matrix. There is science, a pure logic in this process. there is a master design taking place, and it absolutely can be understood. It makes sense. It makes sense to you, because many of you, in fact over 90% of you presently on the Earth, were in Atlantis. At that time, you understood the mechanics and the amazing attributes of crystals. So you have indeed been here before, and it resonates. And it feels right, does it not? It is precisely why many of the Northern Hemisphere will be drawn to Arkansas, and of the Southern to Brazil. To pilgrimage, to receive the codes of the shift. For being within the piezo-crystalline Hertzian fields of these energies and within the resonance of these living crystals is of great benefit at this time. For being within these crystalline coded energies and frequencies you receive the codes of bioshift in a direct, concentrated resonance that quickens the DNA shift. This occurs on both a collective and individual scale, for many of you drawn are carriers of these codes. It's why we have directed Tyberonn to gather the Law of One in the Arkansas crystal vortex in September 2018. There is a succinct apex alignment, and many of you called will be anchored and transformed, and you will not only be shifted, but you will have the opportunity to become a carrier of the shift codes. Isn't that quite incredible? The Law of One, Arcturian Crystal Masters. Although the incredible crystals beneath the lands of Arkansas were dormant for over 12,000 years, we tell you that they have awakened. And within the next 23 years this energy will surge in synergy with planned coding upshifts. And masters, after 2038, Arkansas will be globally recognized for its unusual and brilliant crystalline energy. Many master souls of the Atla-Ra and indeed masters of the Sirian-Pleiadian alliance will purposefully choose to reincarnate in the crystal vortexes of both Arkansas and Brazil, and in fact have begun doing so now. These are the Law of One, Arcturian Crystal Masters, and Arkansas and Brazil are drawing them in the thousands. They are specialists in crystalline technology and would innately understand the importance of these two regions, and will thrive within, and play leading roles in the appropriate utilization of these potent energies of the Arkansas and Brazilian crystal vortexes. By the 23rd century, magnificent crystalline temples will have been built around the Crysto sun disk of Pinnacle Mountain, and the temple crystal locations of Mount Magazine, Taormina, Hot Springs and Eureka Springs. And while 3 centuries may seem a long time to you, it is but a flash from your non-linear aspect. Indeed, many tens of thousands of you of the Law of One, including the channel, will specifically reincarnate in that prolific period, some 15 of your generations from now. And in so doing the frequency of these two areas will dramatically shift, benevolently transform, and these will become globally recognized for their succinct, specialized energies. The Arkansas, Brazil synergy and the Brazilian crystal vortex. Now we wish to mention the importance of the Brazilian crystal vortex located near St. Thomas of Letters, in Minas Gerais. Indeed, it is as important to the southern hemisphere of the planet, as is Arkansas to the northern counterpart. The two representing the most powerful crystal frequency on the Earth. Both containing enormous crystal deposits. The reason the Arkansas crystal vortex is considered more influential is because 2/3 of the Earth's land, and 2/3 of humanity are in the areas above the equator, the northern hemisphere. But be aware that the two crystal vortexes, Arkansas and Brazil, are in correlated spin, counterspin mode, and are necessarily counterbalances for the dissemination of the telluric portion of the crystal frequency. For these are indeed unquestionably the two most important crystalline centers on the Earth, and this energy is incredibly potent, magnificently aware. And at this juncture in our channel, we provide the symmetry, for we tell you again, and emphasize that the Saturnian system, as we have told you before, plays major roles in the crystal coding of 2018 and beyond, leading to 2038. The codes are received from Chola, the great central sun, to Arcturus, and forward via Iapetus, into the Saturn system, and disseminated to your solar system, and the Earth, and thus humanity. Now, it is important to understand, so please listen very carefully, as it is essential for humanity to recognize that the massive crystal stratums of both Arkansas and Brazil form enormous energy fields. Sentient, highly aware, conscious energy fields. That is the reason these crystal strata were logically and naturally recognized and utilized by the law of one Atlanteans. The crystals of Arkansas and Brazil were intricately toned and vibration frequency programmed in specific utilities and complexities by the advanced, benevolent Atlanteans. Now, it is also very important to understand that the Arkansas and Brazil crystal vortexes are not only in axial tonal communication, both are actually in a complex symbiotic correlation with one another. The crystal vortex of Arkansas is above the equator, and thus in a different spin pattern corresponding to and dictated by the northern hemisphere, whereas Brazil is in the southern hemisphere, below the equator, and thus in a counterspin or opposite pattern. The two megacrystal vortexes, Arkansas and Brazil, are thus attracted and harmonized in a global reaching, symbiotic counterbalance. Do you understand? Now, to continue. These extraordinary massive formations of quartz crystals are capable of many things, most attributes of which are beyond the current understanding of the masses of humankind within polarity consciousness. The quartzian fields of Arkansas are benevolently differentiated. The arc crystals are uniquely geologically located alongside and actually envelop a rare deposit of an octahedronal magnetic generating mineral termed magnetite, as well as kimberlite pipes of true diamond and radium-bearing water aquifers and thermal geocrystal structured springs. This is very important, for it amplifies the energy and reach of the crystal portal and vortexial field. Quartz crystals maintain a precise frequency standard, with the extraordinary ability to convert voltage to and from mechanical stress, called piezoelectricity. Quartz crystal clusters are strong amplifiers of energy. Quartz is also piezoluminous and piezochromatic. Indeed, these crystal fields have incredible capacities of complex light receival, transmutation, refinement, and frequential code transmission. These crystal fields are vibrantly multidimensional and exist vividly above the spectrum of your visible light, well into the perceptual divisions of coherent crystalline light, in and beyond the spectra of X-ray and ultraviolet. In so doing, these crystals are beyond linear time sequence. As such, they are time gates and can offer glimpses of realities both in your perceived past and future. This is a unique attribute, and the crystal vortex of sacred Arkansas will be recognized for this and other multidimensional attributes in the not-too-distant future. As simply as I can explain it, your consciousness within planetary duality and flashing continuum sequence is divided into linear time and probability parallel areas. The now moment in the higher hyperdimensional fields is akin to a geocrystalline core unit, which contains universal truth. When you are able to access the nucleus of self, which may be termed as the essence of the oversoul, you achieve the ability to monitor, harmonize, program and expand your truth, and thus gain the control of your reality. And Arkansas will become a major global center of spirituality, metaphysics and pilgrimage. crystal temples will be built, and thousands will fill the draw. In the final trimester of 2018, September through December, there are a series of astronomical events that have great impact upon the crystallization of the planet and of humanity. These 5 astronomical events are benevolently combined with 7 meteoric energies, amalgamated into a singular energy for this period, in what may be termed as the crystalline quinpentacle. The 2018 pentacle events are: first, on July the 12th, the solar eclipse on new moon. Second, on July the 27th, the total lunar eclipse on full moon. Third, on August the 11th, the solar eclipse on new moon. Fourth, on September the 23rd, 2018, the mega equinox on the full crystal moon. And fifth, on December 21, 22, the mega solstice and full moon. So, these sublime and potent energy drivers are of great and greater significance in the crystallization process of the planet, forming a 12-point dodecahedral event star. The 2018 meteoric events are listed here. The comet-esque meteor showers begin in late July into late August 2018. The meteor shower influx begins with the Delta Occurids meteorics, followed in August by the Perseids meteors, then beginning in September, the Orionids meteorics, and the Taurids meteorics. In October, the Draconids meteorics. Then in November, the Leonids meteors, and in December, the Geminids meteorics. To end an incredible year. 7 incredible meteoric events. Your astrologists do not always consider the energies of meteors and meteor showers in their work, but these are spawned of comets and have much more influence on your frequential environment than is currently recognized. The life force generated by comets, as well as meteoric phenomenon, such as shooting stars or meteor showers, is ample, quite significant, and these meteoric energies absolutely bathe the planet in waves of crystalline energy, embellished with codes of life force, of crystalline consciousness units, termed as adamantine, essence or akash, sacred, akash. Now, we complete part 1 of this channel. The meteorics and rejuvenation capabilities of quartz crystals will be compellingly explained and reviewed in much greater detail in part 2 of this 3-part channel. I am Metatron, with Tyberonn of Crystalline Service, and we share with you these truths. You are beloved. And so it is.
End of part 1. The second and third portions of this 3-part channel will be made available soon. Before closing, we wish to warmly invite you to join the Earthkeeper Law of One family in Sacred Arkansas on the 2018 September equinox weekend for an epic 4-day event in the crystal vortex of Sacred Arkansas. Speakers include Graham Hancock, James Tyberonn, Kevin Todeshi, CEO of the Edgar Cayce Association, Linda Robinson, Case, Dr. Robert Schock, John Hogue, Andrew Collins, Dr. Laura Little, William Henry, Joanne Parks and Max, Wendy Zelia, Michelle Nocerino and Shauna Ra, Dr. Gregory L. Little, John Van Auken, Director of the Edgar Cayce Foundation, Dr. John Ryan MD, Dr. Joseph McNamara, MD, Adrian Golf, C.J. Walker, Lama Chris, Gentle Bear and Naya, Ken Standing Elk, Garrett Graham, Alina St. Clair, Lonnie Orr, Angela Carter, Dr. Sarah Florida, Pilar de la Luz, Sylvia Genie, Elaine McCarthy and the Earthkeeper Healers. The event is in Little Rock, the beautiful jewel of the verdant rolling hills of sacred, mystical, and stunningly beautiful Arkansas. The Crystal Vortex. September 21st through 24, 2018. The stellar event is 4 magical days of learning, laughter, joy, and meditation. With acclaimed seers, spiritual teachers, acclaimed renowned authors, researchers, and healers. Hosted by James and Ann Tyberonn, the Arclantis 2018 event includes an optional visit to an utterly astonishing, truly amazing, quartz crystal mine in Hot Springs National Park. Details for registration are online at the Earthkeeper website. This will be a joyful, amazing, prophesized reunion of the Law of One in Arclantis. Are you part of the Law of One? If so, you are among family. You may feel the clarion call to Arclantis. We welcome all of light with open hearts. And now, please enjoy the invigorating music. On behalf of Earthkeeper, we sincerely thank you for your time and attention. Enjoy the music. And now, Namaste.
Once there was a way to get back homeward. Once there was a way to get back home. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry, and I will sing a lullaby. Slumber of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, them grow, they learn much more than I ever knew, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
I used to think that I could not go on, and life was nothing but an awful song. But now I know the meaning of true love. I'm leaning on the everlasting arms. If I can see it, then I can be it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe
Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. Hey Jude, don't be afraid. You were made to go out and get her. The minute you let her under your skin, then you begin to make it better. And anytime you feel the pain, hey Jude, refrain. Don't carry the world upon your shoulder. For well you know that it's a fool who plays it cool by making his world a little colder. Na 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 na. Hey Jude, don't let me down. You have found